Hello, coin enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover hidden treasures and fascinating pieces from the world of numismatics. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the most sought-after coins in American history, the United States 1-cent coin from 1975. You might think it's just another penny, but trust me, this coin has a story and a value that might surprise you. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll learn how much the seemingly ordinary coin could be worth today. Now, you might wonder, what's so special about a 1975 penny? After all, pennies are the most common coin in circulation, right? But here's where the mystery begins. While many 1975 pennies were produced and circulated in large numbers, there's a rare version of this coin that could fetch you a small fortune. The key to its value lies in the specific details of its production and the small but crucial errors that occurred during the minting process. In the mid-1970s, the United States was going through an era of economic change and uncertainty. The country was emerging from the turmoil of the 1960s and early 70s, and the government was focused on handling inflation and shifting economic policies. The coinage during this period reflected this, and the 1975 1-cent coin was no exception. It was minted with the same classic design, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, some of these coins were struck with a particular flaw that would turn them into prized collectibles. So, what makes this 1975 penny different from the millions of other pennies produced that year? It's all about the minting errors. These errors are what drive the value of the coin up, especially when they're in mint condition. Some of these pennies were produced with the wrong type of planchet, the metal disc that gets stamped with the design, leading to some unique features. These errors are often small, but to an experienced collector, they're incredibly valuable. Among the most famous errors on the 1975 penny is the double die variety. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin malfunctions and makes multiple impressions on the planchet, resulting in a slightly doubled appearance on some parts of the coin's design. The doubling is most noticeable on the date, the motto E pluribus unum, and sometimes even Lincoln's portrait. Collectors are always on the lookout for these double die errors, as they are rare and highly sought after. Another type of error that increases the value of this coin is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned with the minting die, causing the design to appear partially off the edge of the coin. These off-center errors are also highly collectible and can be worth a significant amount more than a standard 1975 penny, but it's not just the errors that make this coin so special, it's also about the condition. If you happen to come across a 1975 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're in luck. A well-preserved coin, free from scratches, discoloration, or wear from circulation, is much rarer and significantly more valuable. Even though millions of these pennies were minted, very few have survived in perfect condition, making them a gold mine for serious collectors. Now, let's talk about the value. Most 1975 pennies are worth only their face value, just 1 cent. However, if you've got a 1975 penny that features one of these rare minting errors, or if it's in exceptional condition, you might be holding a coin worth far more than you think. Some of these pennies, especially those with double die errors or off-center strikes, have been known to sell for hundreds, even thousands, of dollars at auction. So, are you ready for the big reveal? If you have a flawless, uncirculated 1975 1-cent coin or a particularly rare error variety, it could be worth a jaw-dropping $20,000. Yes, that's right, $20,000 for a single penny. Who would have thought that a humble coin like the 1975 1-cent could carry such a hefty price tag? If you find one of these rare 1975 pennies in your collection or during your coin hunts, make sure to get it appraised by a professional. With its unique historical significance and the possibility of minting errors, it could turn out to be the hidden treasure you never knew you had. That wraps up today's deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1975 United States 1-cent coin. Who knew that a penny could hold so much value, right? Top 2 1976 1-cent coin. At first glance, this might seem like just another penny in your pocket, but trust me, there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. The 1976 penny holds secrets and stories that could make it worth far more than its face value. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know just how much this simple penny could be worth today. Let's start with a bit of background. The year 1976 was a monumental one in American history. It marked the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This historic year brought celebrations across the nation, and it was also a time of change and innovation. While most of us remember 1976 for the bicentennial celebrations, it was also a year when millions of 1-cent coins were minted and circulated. However, unlike some other coins, the 1976 penny didn't undergo any special changes to commemorate the bicentennial, which makes it an interesting piece in the world of numismatics. But just because it looks ordinary doesn't mean it lacks value. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1976 penny. Like most pennies of the time, it features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been a constant on the penny for over a century and is recognized worldwide. On the reverse side, the penny features the Lincoln Memorial, which has been part of the coin's design since 1959. These designs are instantly recognizable, and they carry a deep connection to American history. So, what makes the 1976 1-cent coin different from other years? The key to its value lies not just in its design, but in a specific set of circumstances surrounding its production. For starters, while the vast majority of these coins were produced in large numbers and circulated, a small number of them had minting errors. These errors are what collectors hunt for, as they can dramatically increase the coin's value. One of the most intriguing errors associated with the 1976 penny is the famous double die variety. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice by the same die, resulting in a doubled image on the coin. On the 1976 penny, the doubling is usually most visible on the date and the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." When this type of error occurs, it makes the coin much more valuable to collectors, as it's a rare mistake and a unique find. Another error you might come across is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned with the minting die, causing the design to be struck off-center. These coins are highly sought after because of their unique appearance, and they can fetch much higher prices than a standard 1976 penny. Aside from these minting errors, the condition of the coin plays a significant role in its value. Like most coins, the better the condition, the higher the price. A 1976 penny in near-perfect condition, with no signs of wear and tear, is much rarer than one that has been in circulation for decades. Many of these coins have been heavily used, making high-quality examples quite scarce. A pristine 1976 penny, especially one with a rare minting error, can be worth far more than its face value. Now, let's talk about the big reveal, the value. While most 1976 pennies are worth only their face value, some of the rare, error-struck versions of this coin can be worth a significant amount of money. In fact, if you happen to find a 1976 1-cent coin with a double die error or in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth an impressive $22,000. Yes, you heard that right, $22,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that such a small coin, produced in such large quantities, could hold so much value. But this is the exciting world of coin collecting, where the right find can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a rare treasure. So, if you come across a 1976 penny in your collection or while coin hunting, make sure to carefully examine it for any of these rare errors or signs of exceptional condition. You never know, what seems like just a regular penny could actually be your ticket to a small fortune. Thank you so much for tuning in today and exploring the world of the 1976 1-cent coin with me. Top 3 today, we're focusing on an often overlooked gem from the United States, the 1981 cent coin. At first glance, this may seem like just another penny from the 80s, but trust me, it's far from ordinary. You may be sitting on a potential treasure without even knowing it. Stick with me throughout this video, and by the end, you'll discover just how much this simple penny could be worth in today's market. Let's set the stage. The 1980 penny was minted during a transitional period in U.S. history. The country was dealing with high inflation, a growing economy, and shifts in political leadership. The coin itself is part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial series, which had been used on the reverse of the penny since 1959. So, you might be asking, what makes the 1980 penny special if it's part of such a well-known and long-standing design? Well, just like with any coin, the magic is in the details, and the 1980 penny has some intriguing features that could make it more valuable than you'd think. For starters, the design features Abraham Lincoln, of course, on the obverse, or front, side of the coin. This image, created by artist Victor David Brenner, has been the face of the penny since 1909. On the reverse side, you'll find the famous Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This iconic design has been featured on the penny for over 6 decades, and it's instantly recognizable to collectors and casual observers alike. While the design might seem standard, what sets the 1980 penny apart is not necessarily its appearance, but rather the circumstances of its production and some rare minting errors that can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a highly valuable collectible. During 1980, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies, which means most of these coins were widely circulated. Over the years, these pennies have been used in daily transactions, accumulating wear and tear. This means that most of the 1980 pennies you come across will have seen better days, with scratches, discoloration, or fading of the design. However, there's one thing that makes the 1980 penny stand out in the world of coin collectors: its potential for rare minting errors. One of the key reasons why a 1980 penny can hold so much value is the possibility of finding one with a minting error. The most coveted type of error that collectors look for is called a double die variety. This occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once, resulting in a doubled image. On the 1980 penny, you might see this doubling most noticeably on the date and the inscription Liberty, or even the motto, "In God We Trust." These errors are incredibly rare and highly valuable because they represent mistakes made during the minting process, which makes them unique in the world of coins. In addition to the double die errors, another valuable variety of the 1980 penny is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear shifted or partially off the edge of the coin. Off-center strikes are highly desirable to collectors because they have a distinct, one-of-a-kind look, and they're far rarer than standard pennies. Beyond the minting errors, the condition of the coin is also critical when it comes to determining its value. As with any collectible, the better the condition, the higher the price. Most 1980 pennies that you come across will show signs of use. After all, they were made to be spent. However, finding one in uncirculated, pristine condition is a true rarity. A penny that has been carefully preserved, free from damage, scratches, or discoloration, can be worth a significant amount more than a coin that's been circulating for years. So, after all this, you may be wondering just how much a 1980 penny could be worth if it has a minting error or is in pristine condition. Here's the exciting part: some of these rare 1980 pennies have been known to sell for thousands of dollars, especially if they're in excellent condition or feature a unique minting flaw. But hold on to your seat, because the most impressive value you might come across for one of these coins can reach an astonishing $21,000. Yes, you heard that right, $21,000 for a single penny. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rarities in your collection or while coin hunting, you could be holding onto a treasure worth far more than its face value. A 1980 penny with a minting error or in perfect condition can be an absolute goldmine for serious collectors. So, next time you're flipping through your spare change, take a closer look at any 1980 pennies you come across. You never know, you might just be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. As always, if you think you've found something rare, don't hesitate to have it professionally appraised. Thank you so much for joining me today as we explored the world of the 1981 cent coin. Top 4 today, we're taking a closer look at the United States 1-cent coin from 1987. At first glance, this might seem like just another penny, but believe me, there's a hidden story behind this coin that could make it worth far more than you expect. By the end of this video, you'll be amazed at what this simple penny could be worth if you have the right one in your collection. To begin, let's talk about the context of the 1987 penny. The 1980s were an interesting time in American history. The country was experiencing a period of economic change with inflation concerns and shifting political landscapes. The 1987 1-cent coin was minted during this time, but unlike some other years, it didn't have any major design changes or significant events associated with it. Yet, in the world of coin collecting, sometimes the most ordinary coins turn out to be the most valuable. This particular penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by artist Victor David Brenner. This image has been used on the penny since 1909, and it remains one of the most iconic depictions of a U.S. president. On the reverse side of the 1987 penny, we have the Lincoln Memorial, which had been on the reverse of the penny since 1959. It's a design that's synonymous with American history and instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with U.S. currency. So, what makes the 1987 1-cent coin special? Like many other coins, the 1987 penny is often overlooked by collectors because it was produced in such large quantities. However, there are some important factors that can make this particular penny a rare find. For one, the condition of the coin is a huge determining factor in its value. Most of the pennies minted in 1987 were circulated extensively, meaning they've been through countless transactions over the years. They've been worn down, scratched, and even discolored by time. But here's the kicker: finding one of these pennies in pristine, uncirculated condition is a rare and exciting discovery. A perfectly preserved 1987 penny is a true gem and could be worth far more than its face value. In addition to the general condition of the coin, there are certain minting errors that can make the 1987 penny a highly sought-after collectible. One of the most coveted types of errors is known as the double die variety. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, resulting in a doubled image on certain parts of the coin. On a 1987 penny, this error could appear on the date, the inscription Liberty, or even the motto, "In God We Trust." These types of errors are not only fascinating, but they also make the coin incredibly valuable to collectors who are looking for rare and unique pieces to add to their collection. Another type of error that can occur with the 1987 penny is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned in the press during the minting process. As a result, the design of the coin is partially shifted, creating an off-center appearance. These coins are highly prized by collectors because they're one of a kind, and their unique look makes them stand out in any collection. That if you happen to find a 1987 penny with one of these minting errors or in perfect condition, you could be looking at a much higher value than what you might expect. While most 1987 pennies are worth only their face value of 1 cent, a coin with a rare minting error or in near-mint condition can be worth thousands of dollars. The key is to carefully examine the coin for any signs of these errors or signs of exceptional preservation. And now for the exciting part, the value. If you're lucky enough to find a rare 1987 penny with one of these errors or in uncirculated, pristine condition, you could be holding onto a coin worth an impressive $19,000. Yes, you heard that right, $19,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that something so small and seemingly insignificant could hold such incredible value, but this is the world of coin collecting, where the right coin in the right condition can be worth a small fortune. So, the next time you come across a 1987 penny in your change or in an old jar of coins, take a moment to give it a closer look. You never know, you might be holding onto a hidden treasure that could make you a lot of money. If you do find one of these rare pennies, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional to ensure you're not missing out on its true value. Thank you for joining me today as we uncovered the potential hidden value of the 1987 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another exciting discovery. Until next time, happy hunting, and remember, sometimes the most valuable coins are the ones you least expect.